Where does it lie, the line between man and beast? I'd always believed that experience was the fabric from which a great hunter was woven, the summation, the view of the dying stars, the way the world should be. Ariana, my heart, I hear your voice as I swim through the water, letting myself be swallowed by the religion of wet darkness. I move myself forward, and with each stroke succumb more and more to the rising of the tide. At the moment the ship hit the reef, I felt my mind search through the library of memory with which my experiences had supplied me. Perhaps the capsize 6 years ago off the Cape of Good Hope, or the abandonment of our boat near the Amazon only 3 years later. Something to help me survive the disaster in which I now found myself struggling. It wasn't enough. And so it was that I found myself here, washed upon the shore of some forgotten island, alone. Hello? My boat sank. Please. Thank you. Look, I don't mean to be a burden. It's just that all my friends are dead. I have no idea where I am. I'm sorry. Do you speak English?
Ivan does not speak any language, my friend. He has the good fortune of being a complete idiot, which is to say, he is not burdened with the knowledge of guilt. I am Count Zaroff.
Robert Rainsford.
Oh, you need never introduce yourself here, my friend. I know who you are.
You do?
We are kindred spirits, you and I. We both live for the hunt. Oh, Mr. Rainsford, I have read every one of your books.
I'm honored.
It is I who would be honored to have you as my guest. I am sorry to hear about your comrades. You are not the first to wash up on this island.
Oh?
The reefs along the channel have claimed dozens of boats. As a matter of fact, we have with us still the survivor of a Spanish bark that went down last week. I have heard that the people on the mainland have taken to calling this place Ship Trap Island.
What is this place exactly, Count? Near the beach, I saw what looked like military bunkers.
Yes. For many years, this island was a secret outpost in the event that the Cold War ever went hot. Since we became friends, it was dismantled and put up for auction to fund the new democracy.
Is there a way back to the mainland?
My only yacht is down, I am afraid. But Ivan is working quickly to repair it. Isn't that right, Ivan? In the meantime, I hope you will make yourself at home. I will order the kitchen to make something for you. And I have some dry hunting clothes upstairs that should fit you.
Thank you.
Yes. Mr. Rainsford, after your meal, perhaps you could join me in the den. I have some excellent cognac you might enjoy.
All right.
Ah, Mr. Rainsford, how do you feel? I trust your meal was satisfactory?
Fit for a king, Count.
And what man is not a king in this world, eh, Mr. Rainsford?
Thank you. I must admit, Count, I was surprised that a man of your aesthetic served a meal completely devoid of meat.
Though I never put the stuff in my body, Mr. Rainsford. You see, I'm a strict believer in the Hindu philosophy that by taking in the animal, one also takes in the animal's fears. And I have no intention of letting myself be owned by those baser emotions.
You are truly a man of culture, Count.
And you are part of my development, Mr. Rainsford. Your books have been my Bibles.
Ah, well, you have impeccable taste, Count. I'll give you that.
Your travels in Kenya formed in my head such a romantic notion that hunting could once again be a true expression of the talent of man, of the power we hold over the creatures of this earth.
Interesting reading, Count. I saw it as more of a great prayer, at once an elegy for and a celebration of the animals I was hunting.
Yes, yes, the hunt as a metaphor for our subconscious motivations. But Mr. Rainsford, one can only intellectualize it so much.
I don't follow.
Oh, Mr. Rainsford, it can be so much more. We hunt not for our survival, but for the demonstration of our ability to do so.
I disagree, Count. We are all of us on this rock together. It is a fine balance of things in which we take part. And in the hunt, we do not simply slay a thing. Rather, we honor it by the very act of so deeply impacting that delicate balance.
Oh, come now, Mr. Rainsford. We may exist in a wilderness of tigers, but we are not ourselves tigers.
I have had this conversation before, Count. I know where you're going. You preach the supremacy of one group, man, over the rest of the population. And what is that if not fascism?
No, not fascism, Mr. Rainsford. Socialism.
What?
As you say, we are all of us stuck here together. And in this design in which all things are delicately balanced and equally distributed, it is up to the individual to assert his own destiny, is it not? Well, Mr. Rainsford, I have chosen my destiny, and I have chosen to be the hunter, not the hunted.
Mother Nature, Count, is not the same as Mother Russia. And inevitably, the class or species into which a man is born will in some way determine his destiny. A person is either born the hunter or the huntee. And like a great dance, we play off each other.
Now, what did your Herman Melville say? Look at man as a mass, and what do you see if not a mob of unnecessary duplicates? We as a mob have made our collective decision, Mr. Rainsford. And what are we if not gods walking this earth? We have the history, we have the ability, we have the experience, and therefore we have the right. You see, Mr. Rainsford, I have always believed that experience is the fabric from which a great hunter is woven.
You're misusing my words.
Not at all, Mr. Rainsford. Merely reinterpreting them for a modern age. I'm not sure you appreciate the resonance a single word can carry.
On the contrary, death has a great deal of resonance from me.
How dramatic. But death, Mr. Rainsford, of what kind? Surely not of animal life, surely not subordinate life.
Subordinate? In what way?
Oh, come. We are both hunters. We can both appreciate the necessity in our trade to respect the dominance of man over beast.
And what of respect for one's prey?
Tell me, Mr. Rainsford, and I want you to answer me honestly. When you swat a fly, do you worry about what will happen to its soul? I will respect my prey, Mr. Rainsford, when he can reason, when he can think and operate out of consciousness rather than instinct.
And what of the hunter? What if he operates through psychosis?
Let's not jump to conclusions, Mr. Rainsford. No one in this room is psychotic. We are humans. We are at the top of the food chain, rulers of the animal kingdom. Dominion is ours over the plants and animals of this earth. Isn't that what God said?
That's what people say, he said.
Always quick to the draw, Mr. Rainsford. I like that. It's very instinctual.
Tell me, Count, if you have so little respect for the animal kingdom, why then do you hunt at all?
You assume, Mr. Rainsford, that I hunt from the animal kingdom.
I beg your pardon?
It's true I have no respect for creatures of instinct, and I have grown tired of hunting them. There is so little challenge, so little skill required.
What do you hunt instead?
Mr. Rainsford, on this island I do not hunt our traditional big game, tigers, lions, Cape buffalo, and such. Here I have imported a new kind of game, the most dangerous.
You haven't cloned dinosaurs, have you?
Of course not. A dinosaur would act out of instinct. Think outside the box, Mr. Rainsford. I know you can do it.
Tell me.
Perhaps you should sleep on it. It's been a long day for you, and I have a long night ahead of me.
You're going to leave me in suspense?
Not for long, just until you get your strength back. Good night, Mr. Rainsford.
Good night, Count. Where were you that I couldn't see you? Your eyes are like wings, heartbeats, flowing rivers, tracing the contours of your clay, forming canyons, winding down into the jungle. You are the Amazon. You are the Nile.
Mr. Rainsford, so glad you could join me.
Is this your most dangerous game, people?
I had hoped to wait until you were feeling better before showing you my trophy room. How do you like it?
Let me go.
Man, Mr. Rainsford. The only creature on this globe with consciousness, and therefore the only creature worth hunting.
This isn't hunting, it's murder.
One man's murder is another man's sport, Mr. Rainsford. You, of all people, should realize that. You, who wrote that hunting is as much a sport for the animal as for man. You who argue that man is no better than animal.
You take the survivors of shipwrecks and slaughter them. What chance have they got?
I provide them with every possible consideration. Food, clothing, a sharp hunting knife, a full night's head start. And I hunt them with only a short-range handgun. If I have found them by the following sunset, I have won the game fairly.
And if they win?
To date, I have not lost. Oh, Mr. Rainsford, how I have longed for this moment. At last, an opponent of equal skill and cunning. At last, a true challenge.
You son of a bitch, I won't do it.
It is, of course, your choice. But you will recall that Ivan does not experience guilt, and therefore it causes him no pain to cause others pain. Oh, Mr. Rainsford, I think you will find this game worth playing. Think of it. Outdoor chess. Your skill against mine. Your woodcraft against mine.
You're not going to win this time.
That's the spirit. You had better get started. The sun rises in 5 hours. Oh, Mr. Rainsford, we shall have capital sport, you and I.
I awoke the next morning to the sound of crunching leaves, snapping branches, and I knew at once that Zaroff was near. I moved slowly atop my hiding place, careful not to make any sudden movements. The hunt had begun, and it was then that I knew the true meaning of terror. I knew I had to keep my wits about me. In this game of cat and mouse, I couldn't afford to lose my nerve. I knew also that the Count would soon be back on my trail, and so, like a hunted fox, I left as difficult a track as possible, looping and doubling back. I couldn't help thinking, however, that it would make no difference. Suddenly, experience jolted me and a wicked thought entered my brain. I immediately set to work.
Very clever, Mr. Rainsford. Not many men know how to make a melee man trap. Fortunately, I have hunted in Malaga. And now, it is time for this chase to end. I see you. effort, Mr. Rainsford. I am truly impressed. Please believe me when I say I respect you. Rainsford, you are alive! Congratulations, my friend. You have beaten me.
Not yet.
All part of your delicate balance. Mr. Rainsford, you are a real hunter now.
No!
Ariana, my heart, I hope you can forgive me. What have I become?